Hey guys, somebody called me, cut me off. So we're gonna do part two of the Auburn Recruiting Podcast with Scottie Boyd, admin of the All About Auburn Group. So we're gonna jump to Marcus Allen. He's a three-star cornerback, 89 threshold. That's right there. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the 24/7 composite, but that's right there in the threshold. He could either drop or he could be easily a four-star. Marcus Allen, cornerback, North 33 in the country. I think we talked about this guy. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we
So,
talked about it. Yes, sir.
yeah, North Carolina, Auburn. Considering some of the guys that we have put in the league at corner, you would be a nut to not come to
Not to
Auburn,
come.
in my opinion.
Absolutely.
So we're going to jump to Mika Riley Ducker. He's a tight end, number 15 tight end in the country, the 89 threshold. Like a lot of these guys are right there at a four-star, 6'6", 235 pounds. You cannot beat that. So
No.
top choices are Missouri, Tennessee. We're gonna Tennessee's not getting him, I promise.
Right.
Wisconsin, Auburn, and Iowa State. So you have about four teams that I would consider. Other than that, no.
And I think,
Which Auburn is loaded at tight end.
yeah,
One thing, even though Gus didn't use them, Lindsey didn't use them. All the coordinators we have had didn't use them properly. We've done a great job. We have elite, and I mean elite tight ends. You have
yes.
John Shanker. You have Tyler Fromm. Um, what's the guy,
Landon
man?
King,
He's
the
huge. He's
freshman
like
just came in.
6'7". I can't remember
Deal.
his name.
Luke
What's his
Deal.
name?
Luke Deal.
Huh?
Deal.
Yeah,
Frazier.
Luke Dill's like 6'3". He's one of the blocking guys. We have one guy. He's like the super tall guy. I think he's like 6'7", 6. He's insane height, and but yeah, he could definitely be a spot, a big target in the end zone.
Yeah, I think once the offensive system that we're going to be running this year, man, it's going to entice a lot of these tight ends to come there because I think we're going to utilize our tight ends quite a bit, which is going to shock a lot of our foes because, like you said, in the past we haven't utilized our tight ends in the passing scheme the way that we should have, and I really think
Yeah,
that
and that's a safety net for Bo Nix.
Bo
Like
Nix, absolutely.
you remember Johnny
Absolutely.
Manziel? Johnny Manziel was great. He had Mike Evans' big ass to throw to. He could throw that ball,
Right.
and I've
Anywhere.
watched this tape multiple times.
Yep.
He could throw the ball literally up in the air, and there's a
Yep.
40-yard gain. Mike Evans
Absolutely.
jump up, grab the ball. I mean that's huge. It's somewhat of like what he did with Seth Williams, except not even on the dimension of what Mike Evans could do.
No.
Mike Evans was his own animal.
Right.
But you have a safety net like that, I mean, you guarantee some production. So we're gonna go ahead and jump to Laquan Robinson. He's a safety from Greenville, Alabama. This is a good sign. So he's a 3-star right there, almost at a 4-star, 6'2", 195. We love safeties like that. Look at Smoke Monday, big guy.
Yeah.
I mean, at Auburn, you want guys that just bust your head wide open.
Head open. Right.
What was the guy's name? Was it Junior Rose Green? I'm pretty sure it was a safety. Big guy. Hit the Georgia dude right in the helmet. This is before the targeting was illegal.
Legal,
Man,
yeah.
he put that guy to sleep.
Sleep.
Similar size frame.
Right.
Auburn leads, and then you have Ole Miss. And from Greenville, if Ole Miss, as terrible as their defense has been, can beat Auburn out, that's not a good sign.
That's not a good sign.
Nobody else is on the radar. You got Auburn all day, in my opinion.
Right. I agree with you on that one.
You have Essen Harris Jr., he's offensive tackle. We've really been recruiting this guy pretty hard. He's an 88 rating, 40th offensive tackle in the country, 6'6", 275 pounds. Auburn leads beside Oregon and Florida State. He's from Opelika.
Right.
In the past, I've put some of these guys as locks, but, I mean, you've seen some of the sign and day things.
Yep.
But if we can get some of these guys, we're okay. Because some of these guys,
right.
as good as they are, I've seen some of their film, they're going to be boosted to a 4-star, no problem. Right. You have Caleb Artis, he's a defensive tackle, which we could use if we don't get Tony Fair today in the next 30 minutes. He's supposed to go IG Live. You already know me and you's going to be hitting each other up on that.
Absolutely.
6'5", 270. Yeah. What's Fair, like 6'4", 340 pounds?
345. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God.
A month.
Well, there you go. But this guy's big. He's got good weight for a DT coming in. You put another 30 pounds on him. He's a great DT.
Yeah.
6'5". He can knock balls down. You have Iowa, Virginia,
Mhm.
Penn State, Auburn, and Florida State. So, like I've been saying, I mean, you beat Penn State. That's a big game. You might
Yes.
jump number one right there. Cause,
Yes.
I mean, he's from New York, so. But if Auburn can get that separation between Penn State, I mean, he might go ahead and commit to Auburn.
Well,
We're
no,
gonna
that
jump to
kid has a good. Yeah, he got a good relationship with Nick Easton, man. Nick Easton's
yeah.
pushing that kid pretty hard right now. So I think that as long as we can continue to stay in the fight, man, I really believe we'll bring that kid into us to our program.
Yeah, see, I'm not familiar with him, so I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you are. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, keeping in the fight is one of the biggest battles that there is.
Right.
Here you go, right here, Hillsboro, Nashville, Tennessee. He's almost a 4-star offensive tackle, 41th in the country, 6'8", 342 pounds between Georgia and Auburn.
Man,
Six
that's gonna
eight.
be a dog fight.
They might make this guy lose some weight.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, this is a big kid. And Georgia's
That's
not
a
even on Baylor, Georgia Tech, LSU. I highly doubt him personally. See him going to any of those teams. So I think it's
right.
a Georgia Auburn battle.
Yes,
Man, you
sir.
let a kid like that. I mean, just hell, let him fall on somebody. We're all
Right.
right. I
right.
mean, see, that's
Right.
one of the things that Georgia, Alabama separated us in lately is the size of their offensive linemen.
Offensive line.
They've
Yes.
just been, and we've had, Derek Bratton even, and they still competed with us, but we
Right.
dominated them. But man,
Right.
those big ass offensive linemen, talented,
Right.
strong, they can just bulldoze you, man. Like look,
That's it.
look at last year.
That's it.
I mean, that's how it is. So we're gonna jump to Miles Pollard, a cornerback, number 37 in the country, 88.5, very high 3-star, almost a 5-star, 6'2", 185, Brentwood, Tennessee, Auburn leads,
Yeah, that
Oklahoma
kid's high on us,
second,
man.
Oklahoma second, Tennessee's fifth.
Yeah.
It's looking like
That
the
kid there.
Auburn game. It's looking like the Auburn game for me. I mean, I don't see why Zach Etheridge at the coach. If you've seen what he's done his tenure, I mean, I don't.
Right. Right.
And Oklahoma's defense getting better. That they may be. Oklahoma's gonna have one of the best teams they fielded in probably about 5 or 6 years this year.
Right. Right.
They're gonna be good. They really are. But if you look at the tenure of Auburn, who they put in the NFL,
Well, there you go.
who just won a ring? Was it one or two guys from Auburn? I know one,
Two.
at least one of them was a
Carlton.
corner.
Carlton Davis, and Dean.
Exactly, man. That's an Auburn legend. So
Yep.
you'd be crazy to go to Oklahoma instead of Auburn, in my opinion. Which
Right.
I'm biased, but I'm just keeping it real. So we're gonna
But
jump
that
to
kid.
Maxie Bowdon, the sixth. He's a defensive tackle, 88, number 38 DT in the country, 6'3", 290. I like that size. So I was telling you earlier, or that may have been Vernon yesterday, because a lot of these battles are boiling out with Florida State in the mix. So you got
Yes.
Auburn and Florida State.
Yep.
He's from Lafayette, Louisiana.
Yeah. Mhm.
Personally, I don't see why you would go to Florida State, but I mean, these kids' decision.
Right. 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 And like I said, I think that kid there. I really think that we will edge Florida State out, man. I really think once these kids see how they fit into our scheme and the recognition that our guys are going to get this year, I think that we'll end up pulling a lot of these kids over to Auburn.
Yeah, well, a lot of these teams we're battling with in the positions, what do they have to offer? What's their recruiting
Right.
pitch?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
what's their pitch? Like cornerback, who was the guy? Yeah, cornerback like that Miles Pollard. What does
Right.
Oklahoma have to pitch in the cornerback? What's Michigan,
Nothing.
Kentucky, Tennessee? What do they have to pitch? Hey,
Nothing.
we just got a guy that won a ring.
Right.
Like Noah Igbenogany went first round the year
Mm-hmm.
prior to this year. Like, come on now. And he was a recruit, basically a kick returner.
Yeah, kick
Come
returner.
on now. Yeah, we have a new staff, but Auburn is known for doing this. This guy, I don't like to do this, but this automatic lock for me. I've been following this guy for a long time. I'm sure you have too. Automatic lock, in my opinion. He's a safety from Powder Springs, Georgia.
Georgia.
6'1.5", 3-star, 31 safety in the country. Emory Floyd. So at
Yep.
one point he was about to commit. He changed
Mhm.
his date, and
Yep.
he was a all Auburn. So I guess
Auburn. Yes.
he was thinking over his decision. So now he's Auburn, Florida, Georgia, Maryland, South Carolina. So I don't even consider South Carolina and Maryland a decision, in my opinion.
Right.
Georgia, Florida, and Auburn, the biggest contenders I see.
Right. But I'm like,
But
I
man,
think
this guy to me has been Auburn since day one. I haven't
absolutely,
seen
absolutely.
anything to strive otherwise. It's just my opinion as well, but
And, and
this is
and
what
he
I
has
see.
yeah, and I think he has an official visit set up too to come to Auburn. I think, like I said, that's going to be a selling point for a lot of these guys that we're teetering on right now. I think once they get on campus with their families and stuff and get to meet the coaches face to face and the players and feel that family vibe of Auburn, man, I really think that
Yeah,
you're gonna see a lot of commitments that's gonna come pretty soon before the start of the season.
yeah. It's like we was talking earlier. Auburn sells itself. If you
Absolutely.
can't get guys on campus, you're not going to recruit well. Auburn sells itself. Me and you've been there. Man,
Yes.
the campus is absolutely incredible.
Yes.
The
The
family
people,
atmosphere is
fans.
incredible.
Yes.
And when I went rolling Toomer's Corner, it was Ole Miss
Yes.
fans. You remember the game, and man, they
Yep.
were like, I'm an Ole Miss fan, but this is awesome. Like I'm having so
Yes.
much fun. I have videos of the stuff. They're like, man, this is awesome. And
Right.
you just smile. You put a smile on your face to know that it makes that impact.
Yes,
So
sir.
we're going Jay Ferry's wide receiver from Texas, 5'11", 182 pounds, 6'7" in the country. Auburn leads Florida, TCU, A&M. I mean, I followed this guy for a little bit. I think Auburn pretty much has a great shot to land this dude.
Hmm.
I I followed him. I haven't watched his film, but I mean,
Right.
I just look at his offers. You have Florida, Auburn, TCU, A&M, Arizona State. I mean, you're a good player.
Right. Right.
And that's just the top five. But we lead, so I haven't even looked at the rest of his offers. There's no telling who it is. We're gonna speed this up. So Quinchad Justin, I'm sure you know this guy. We've talked about him
Yes.
before. Pike Road, Alabama, running
Bama.
back, number 4 in the
Running back.
country,
Yes.
high 3 star. Auburn, Florida, Penn State. You go on the road, you show something against Penn State, that knocks them out.
Right.
Florida, what if the past couple running backs they had what's his name when they beat Auburn? He was terrible. He had one good. His best run of the season was against Auburn. He did absolutely nothing the rest of the season. Last year, their running back was used as basically a wide receiver
Wide
for both.
receiver. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
like there's no reason you would go to Florida.
Right.
I'm assuming it's a lock. Personally, I assume it's a lock. I'm gonna jump to Jalen Lewis, cornerback to Tennessee, 87 ranking, 53 CB in the country. He has Iowa State, Oklahoma, and Auburn. That could be a battle. I don't know why you would
Hmm.
attack, but Oklahoma has been recruiting defensively lately a little bit
Absolutely.
better than
Yeah.
they have. So,
Right.
but we'll see how that pans out. Oh, here's Powell Gordon. Yeah, the outside
Oh,
linebacker. He
man.
actually got a
I
small
love
bump.
that kid.
Yeah, man, dude. The
I
fact
love
that
that
he's an
kid, man.
87 is uh, the fact that this dude's 87 3-star is an absolute joke. The dude
Yes.
bench presses basically, and he squats bench press almost more than everybody in that
Yep.
position in the country. The dude's speed is right there on par with everybody in the country. His stats speak for themselves,
Sales.
especially
Right.
his sacks, pressures, and the tackles
Right.
for loss.
For loss.
The fact this guy's a
Hmm.
3-star, I'm just gonna say he's because he's from Auburn, Alabama, and he's
Auburn,
committed to
Alabama.
Auburn.
Absolutely.
I'm not. That's just call it
It's
what you want.
ludicrous, man.
Check out
Yeah,
his
it's crazy.
stats. Check out his check
Highlights.
out his measurables, and you'll be
Yep.
like, man, how is this kid not a high 4-star? Because I've checked them all out, and half of them ain't got anything on this kid. I hope they bump him to a damn 2-star just to put a chip on his shoulder. This dude is a beast.
Yes.
6'3", 215 pounds, bust people's head off. I'm gonna
Yes.
jump ahead. I'll digress. Omar Graham Jr., outside linebacker, 6'1", 205, Florida State, Auburn, Penn State. We're gonna bump Penn State out because like I've said, we'll see about how that goes if once that game begins or once it
Hmm.
ends. But right now, I'm Auburn, Florida State. We're just going to assume that we compete highly on the defensive scale against Penn State. Auburn, Florida State, like I'm just saying, we're tough in contention with them.
Right. Right.
So we got Caden Pope. He's a wide receiver, 86, rating 6'1", 172, 73 in the country, Tennessee. Hey, if you go to Tennessee right now, something's wrong with you. Auburn, Kentucky, Mississippi State. I see Auburn and Mississippi State competing for this guy.
Right.
Yeah, for the air raid, but how I would go to Auburn. Trey Emery, defensive tackle, 58 in the country, 6'4", 290, great player. We're in the top 5. Alex McPherson, last guy I'm gonna touch on, kicker number 1 in the country, warmer to Auburn, pretty much a lock. Dude's a beast. He's from Fort Payne.
Right.
Latrell Jones, my bad, wide receiver, not ranked, but Auburn offered him. He's basically a guarantee to Auburn. Oh, I haven't seen this guy, Nick Cole, cornerback, non-rated, 5'11", 175 pounds. Alabama and Auburn are your two top contestants. So, Scotty, I'm about to run out of battery. I really appreciate you coming on, man, and War Damn Eagle.
Oh, man. Anytime, brother. War Damn Eagle.
I definitely appreciate it. War Damn Eagle.
War Damn Eagle.